everyone. So we're at the 3-month mark since we moved from the UK to Australia, and we thought we'd do a slightly different video this time and telling you where we're at after 3 months, how we're all feeling, what's gone on since we moved into our house. We'll ask the kids questions about how they feel about their 3-month mark. So tomorrow they are back to school after their summer holidays here, because obviously the summer holidays goes over Christmas here. So that's a big step. Georgia's starting high school tomorrow, so we've had a bit of a tearful, very emotional day today, which she can't explain why, but I know that's why. There's a lot going on in her little head. So yeah, there's lots coming up. I think we've settled fairly well after 3 months. For me, the month of December is always horrible. I constantly kept thinking back about, if I was in the UK, I'd be doing this for my mum and dad, or I'd be doing this for my sister. If I was back in the UK, we'd be taking the kids to a pantomime with family. And I've got to stop that. I'm hoping it was just because it was the first Christmas. But every time I saw on the news that there was possible snow, I'd be like, oh, that's typical. First Christmas we're over here and it's going to snow for Christmas. And the minute Christmas Day was over with, I was absolutely fine, and we seemed to get back into the swing of things and our own routine and just dealing with things as us four. But yeah, up until Christmas, it was pretty hard for me, really. I used to go to the range and go Christmas shopping with my best friend, and obviously there was none of that, but you're constantly thinking back. However, I do think I'm a lot more relaxed here, because I've got not people coming over. I'm not thinking, oh, I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done, trying to please everybody, because there's just the 4 of us. You wake up Christmas morning and you just suit yourselves, and I do think Rich would agree with me that I'm a lot more laid back here than I've ever been in the UK. So that's a plus side. But yeah, December was pretty tough, and I think it was tough for the kids as well, actually. They kept saying, I wish we could go round Nanny and Grandad's, or it's not the same without. And you're trying so hard to make it special for them, and you're worried that Christmas Day isn't going to be special for them because you're not with family and friends. But actually, when Christmas Day came and they were opening their presents, they could have been anywhere, they could have been with anybody, and they had a lovely day, I think. So yeah, so then it hits January and we're gearing up to get back to work. The kids starting school again. I've been applying for no end of jobs with no luck at all, so that's pretty hard, because when the kids go back to school, it does get pretty lonely for me. I've not got any friends here, and so when the kids aren't here, I have so much time to think and miss people, and it's really hard. But hopefully something will come up soon. I don't think it helps that we're on a visa, so you're applying for jobs and people are thinking, well, is she only going to stay a couple of 3 years and then she's going to be gone again? So that's pretty tough. But other than that, we're still waiting for our container full of our clothes and all our furniture to arrive. So we are still wearing the clothes that we arrived with in our suitcase 3 months ago. So people must see me about and think, oh, she's got that outfit on again, but it's all we've got. Desperately don't want to keep paying out money buying new stuff when all our stuff's coming on the container, but we could only bring so much. So really looking forward to our furniture getting here, because I don't think until it does that this house will feel like home until we get all our stuff here. However, it's been brilliant that it is mainly furnished, this house, so at least we've had furniture here, but it's still not the same as having your own. But yeah, it is starting to feel more like home, I think, but it's still really tough. I have days where I just would love to pop out for coffee with my friend and have a good old moan about life, having to do the washing, having to do the cooking, having to do the cleaning every day, and there's no one to do that with. And I don't think men have that pull of family and friends quite like what women do. So although I can tell Rich anything, I don't feel he quite gets it. He doesn't understand what it's like to miss your family and friends like what I do. I know he doesn't. I contact my parents every day. and I'll FaceTime them perhaps twice a week. And he honestly thinks, what on earth do you think to talk about? Because he doesn't get what it's like. And, you know, that is hard. There are days where you just want to be able to see them or hug them. And wherever you go, any new place that you go to, you think, oh, my mum and dad would love it here, or oh, I wish they could see the kids enjoying it here. It's everywhere you go for the first time, they're in the back of your mind. But hopefully they'll come over and they'll be able to experience things with us. So that'll be nice. And I'm hoping to go over in September for my mum's birthday, so it'll be nice to see them then. That will be a year since I've seen them, so yeah. I also just wanted to say that it's so easy to look at people's photographs on Facebook, on Instagram, look at our YouTube and think what a perfect life we have. It's easy to take bits of your life and put them on social media and to give people the impression that you are living the best life. We have got a wonderful life. The sun is shining, we've got a pool, we go to beautiful beaches, but we still have to do the day-to-day things. We still have to cook every day, clean, iron, get the kids to school, get up early, do packed lunches. Day to day is still the same. It's just hopefully we're making the most of our spare time that we have, whereas in the UK our downtime, because of the weather and the climate there, you're slightly limited as to what you can do. So I don't want everybody to think, oh, we're putting out this version of a perfect life, because it's not like that. So yeah, good afternoon. So we've got the children with us today and we're going to ask them how they feel after being here 3 months, whether they prefer the UK or Australia so far. Just going to ask them different questions. I'm not Nikki Chapman, this isn't Wanted Down Under, so don't switch off. We're just going to try our best to get some answers out of the children, so we'll give it a go, see how we get on. So after our first 3 months here, first question is, what do you prefer, England or Australian schools? Samuel, you've gone for UK schools. What about you, Georgia? Australian. Did you want to tell us why you've picked England schools, Samuel? Or?
Because the work, I prefer the work.
The work was a bit easier. I think you found it a bit easier in the UK, didn't you? Because you're learning, what language are you learning here in Australia at the minute?
Chinese.
Chinese, and that's quite hard, isn't it? What about
Well
you,
done.
Georgia? Why have you picked Australian schools?
It's easier. They're not as strict. You get to walk about and
And what time do you finish in Australia?
2:40.
2:40.
And you get slushies and stuff.
Okay, good reasons, good answers. So the next topic, you got to choose after 3 months of being here. At the moment, do you prefer food here or in the UK? What about you, Georgia? Both chose UK. What food do you miss most from the UK?
Everything, and why I think everything is because we're used to, if we lived here we'd probably like Vegemite.
Yeah, you've not quite got used to it, but can you think of 3 things that you miss the most?
Walkers.
Walker's crisps.
What are they called?
Nanny's jam tarts.
Yeah, Nanny's jam tarts.
And what about donuts at Sunny Honey? Because you do go on about
Donuts
that.
at Hunstanton. And if you don't know what Hunstanton is, this is beach.
Yeah, little seasidey town. What about you, Georgia? What did you go for? The UK as well, didn't you? What are the 3 things you miss the most?
Capri Suns.
Capri Sun.
J2Os.
Right.
Nan's Marmite and jam tarts.
Right.
And Walker's crisps.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds
I mean, I said 3.
And Quavers.
So they're obviously not teaching you very well at the Australian school because you've just named 5.
No.
All right, darling. So next topic, I think this is going to be an easy one, but weather. Do you prefer the weather here in Australia or back in the UK?
Uh,
Oh Oh my goodness, that's a shock. Why have you picked both, Samuel?
Oh.
Don't worry. That's
Both.
okay.
The reason why I picked both is because it's technically all summer for the UK because and you like a bit of cold and hot.
Oh, right, so you miss having the seasons, really, that we do in the UK. What about you, Georgia?
Christmas.
You miss it being cold at Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is, do you prefer the houses here in Australia or the houses back in the UK? Australia, Samuel?
Yeah.
Georgia, Betty? Australia. And why do you prefer the houses here?
Because they're like they're much cooler.
Yep.
They're bigger, and they've got pools.
Yeah. What about you, Georgia? Same sort of thing. Yeah. Same reasons. Okay. So next one is activities and things to do at the weekends and in our spare time. Do you prefer being in Australia or the UK for things that you can do? Australia, Samuel.
The reason I was gonna pick both because of like soccer and football, because like you don't want to be playing in the boiling hot, but that's one thing. So the reason why I put Australia is because there's a lot more. It's hotter and you can do more.
Yeah, a lot more sports you can do, isn't there? Because it's nicer weather. What about you, Georgia? What did you pick for activities? Oh, you're so decisive. Why have you picked both?
Because there is more stuff here, but like the beaches and stuff. But in England, you can do stuff as well.
Yeah. What do you miss doing in the UK then? That
I don't know. Like you can go shopping, like you can here. There's stuff you can both do.
yeah, in both places.
You both mentioned centre parks, didn't you? You miss there because we have some fond memories of our times there in the past.
Okay, and the last one is, I think I know what you're both going to pick for this one, but Christmas time. Did you prefer it here in Australia or did you miss being in the UK for Christmas? Oh, well that has surprised me actually. Samuel, why did you pick Australia?
Sorry to all the UK people that are watching, but the reason why I put Australia is because like you can go to the beaches and like all you do is just watch films on the evening.
Yeah, you're stuck indoors, aren't you, all day? What about you, darling?
Family,
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
snow, and I like being indoors watching.
You missed the
Film.
traditional Christmas, didn't you? Of getting wrapped up
And
at
roast
being
dinner.
roast dinners. I did do a roast dinner here, Georgia.
Yeah, but it weren't the same.
Ah, charming. I'll try harder next year. Okay, thank you,
Well
darling.
done, children. Thank you very much.
Wave goodbye.
Say bye to the people.
So next up in the hot seat, I've got Mr. Richard Clews. We'll see what he thinks to life in Oz compared to the UK. So for the interviewing, I've got SC. Are you ready to fire away with your questions, SC?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute then. Okay. Good afternoon, Richard.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all?
Good. Right, fire away.
I feel under a bit of pressure here.
Okay. So, Dad,
Yes?
do you prefer the food in Australia or UK?
Oh, I'm going to be sitting on a bit of a fence here.
Yeah, because I do the cooking in both places.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go with that. My reasonings are, I love salads and stuff that we're having here. Lighter meals, which is nice. Tend not to feel too hoofed up, as my wife might say, after a meal. So that's good. I do miss Indian takeaways in the UK that we used to have quite a lot of. So that's the biggest miss out here. But I really like the fruit in Australia because we're in a sort of a tropical region, so we get some really good quality tropical fruits, which I enjoy.
So now I think What? I think I know what you're going to say for this one, Dad.
Okay, go on then.
What would you prefer weather-wise? The UK or Australia?
It's a no-brainer for me.
Any reasons why?
Sunshine just makes you happy. Seems to does something inside your brain that makes you feel a bit more content most of the time. I don't like being inside, I've got to be honest. And with the nicer weather, you go outdoors more.
Yeah, we prefer him outdoors,
Yeah.
don't we, Samuel?
Yes, I prefer being away as well, outdoors.
So the next one, I actually don't know what you're going to pick for this one, but what would you prefer? Houses, UK or Australia?
Definitely Australian houses.
Any reasons why?
I just like the space. They have a lot more land out here to build houses on, so the gardens are generally bigger, the houses are just bigger, more spacious. The kids can have their own areas of the house. You just feel, just more airy, I guess. And you obviously can have swimming pools and air conditioning as well. The UK, we don't really have aircon because it's not hot enough most of the year, whereas here it is, so we have the aircon to keep us nice and cool. There you go.
Okay. Well done, Dad, so far.
Thank you.
Next one. I know what you're gonna say for this
Go on
one.
then.
Things to do Things to do activities.
Yep. Okay, things to do, activities. Here. Oh,
reasons?
Australia, well, again, it's just weather dependent really. You can do so much more with your time when the weather's nice. So, you know, going to the beach, bodyboarding, swimming, go for nice long walks, not have to worry about taking waterproofs and hats, scarves and coats. You know, we can do kayaking, you can do fishing. Yeah, so just here really, because you can do so much more.
Next. This is the last one.
Okay.
If you're getting a bit bored of Dad speaking. Christmas in the UK or Australia?
I'm going to sit on the fence. So,
You don't have to sit on the fence because you're worried about upsetting family.
no, I'm not worried about upsetting people. I'm sitting on the fence. So, Australia, let's start with Australia. So, obviously here, well not obviously, but for those in the UK, Christmas is in the school holidays here, the 6 weeks holiday. So, generally speaking, big family time spent together. So, I had nearly 3 weeks quality time with the children and my loving wife.
Perhaps just put
Wife over that period, so I was able to do lots of fun stuff, which was great, and the weather's really good as well. But being born and bred in the UK, the cold weather, although it isn't picturesque that often at Christmas, when it is crisp and cold, yeah, that is the UK as I remember as a kid. But more often than not, we know it usually rains and it's just cold and a bit bleak. So yeah, but obviously above all else, we do miss the family, which you'll never some of the family, you'll never get over that, living the other side of the world to them. But you have to embrace where you are and what you're doing, and we always video call and send messages, and dare I say at some point in time we will go back and have Christmas there. But yeah, so mixed on the whole Christmas here. But I think this year, because we'd not long been here, we didn't have any family or friends to link on to, so that was a bit tough for us all, I think.
Okay, if I can just stop you there, the interviewee has just told me he's got a bonus question he'd like to ask you.
So it isn't actually for the flags, but
okay,
as the things we've been doing this 3 months, what was your favourite activity?
Oh, good one, Samuel.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. My favourite activity.
The choices are.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Right, yeah.
Hiring a tinny,
Yeah.
going to Australia Zoo, going to Sunshine Coast Beach,
Yeah.
going to Gold Coast Beach, going to Straddy.
Yeah, that'll do, them
Okay.
options.
That's got to be the tinny, isn't it? Would you say, Samuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that little experience. I think having the freedom of having even a tiny little boat and being able to go places that you just can't get to on foot is quite unbelievable,
Have
really.
you got a favourite experience that we've done, Samuel?
Thanks for asking, Mum.
Ah, that's alright.
My favourite was actually the Australia Zoo.
Oh, was it? Not the tinny?
No, I've changed my mind.
Okay.
I love animals, and just to see Steve Irwin's zoo is
Yeah.
just.
Oh, okay, darling. Good one. Any more bonus questions for your dad?
No.
No? That was brilliant interviewing technique,
Yes.
Samuel, by the way.
Peace.
Thank you.
Don't you start that.